Hello, welcome back to Al Talks. This week's episode, I want to go over two things. The first thing being, I mentioned in episode 32 that before that was the Metal Memories Part 2 episode, that at the very start, when I was in school, before I started listening to rock and roll and heavy metal, that I was very fond of rap. Hence why I'm wearing the Wu-Tang Clan T-shirt today. I got the opportunity to go see the Wu-Tang Clan when they came to Ireland as part of the Gods of Rap tour. Public Enemy also was there, De La Soul, and actually give me a second, I'll Google it now. So Gods of Rap. Yeah, it was Wu-Tang Clan, Public Enemy, and De La Soul, and DJ Premier was MCing for the entire night. To be honest, it was, obviously some of the biggest names in rap music to come out on tour. That it was great to see that. To be honest, it was really spectacular, some really special. So I was glad I got to see that. This is obviously way before COVID happened. Just fix the camera. So yeah, this is a long time ago, way before COVID and everything else. So, but yeah, so I just want to have a little talk about that. I remember watching on Netflix as well a show called I think it was called Hip Hop Evolution, or The Evolution of Hip Hop, and it was a 4-part series, basically chronicling the very start of hip hop. And kind of what led to being rap in the end. With basically what was happening was people like DJ Premier back in the day would scratch records, and one of the first people to do it was Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. Well, they later became the Furious 5, but at the very start it was, he was just scratching records in this kind of small, it was a kind of a community hall, and then involved a lot more people got involved, and and then people started MCing, and that's how rap came about. Like the DJs would scratch a beat. If you have often seen in old movies or any movies where DJs just they have 2 turntables and they're scratching, that's what they're doing. They're Grandmaster Flash figured out that he could put a chalk mark on the vinyl, and he would know when it would rotate, so he could pull it back and scratch it again. There was, if you get the opportunity to watch that show, definitely. It was. I'm not sure if it's still on Netflix, but it was on Netflix at the time when it came out. It was pretty cool. So yeah. So that show kind of explained how rap came about and the biggest artists that happened, and the various stages of it, including the East Coast West Coast war that happened, and how that led to this rivalry, and eventually 2 of the biggest rap artists died because of it, Biggie Smalls and Tupac. Those murders have never been solved. Well, they think they've been solved, but there's been records that have been expunged or files missing, so I think they most likely think it was a cover-up. But anyway, I just want to do a small kind of talk about my other music interests before metal. If you want to check out a great Spotify playlist, Brian Scotto, who's one of the guys who started Hoonigan alongside Ken Block, he on Spotify has a really good hip hop playlist called Scotto's Guide to 90s Hip Hop. I'm gonna actually put it, if I can get a link for it in the description, I'll throw it up there. But yeah, so I just want to give a few brief minutes to talk about that. And the other thing I want to talk about is I was heading to work one of the mornings, and I had Joe Diaz's podcast on, and I was listening to it. And give me a second here, pull it up. I just want to get the number. I'll throw the link for that in the description as well. But yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. It was episode 98, and Joey Diaz is famous for his rants, and he went on, and was one of his rants, he's talking about how, you know, at the moment he doesn't think comics should be traveling, doing shows. They should just stay put and do a show with like a network like ABC or NBC, what, you know, the big networks over in the US like Fox and HBO. And went on his rant saying how many shows has Dax Shepard got that he's tanked, and he was, you know, when Joey goes on rant, and it was like, there's times in Joey's podcast where he does make you laugh, but this particular episode made me just completely blew me out of the water, and I was laughing for a very long time. It was great to hear that just before I went into work. I really enjoyed it, so just want to give my appreciation to Uncle Joey for raising everyone's spirits that Monday morning. There's no other news really. Still no idea about live shows at the moment. It's all kind of up in the air. Let's just have a look at my note. No, I mean, that's pretty much it. Eleanor Kerrigan did a few podcasts with a few people. She did one with Uncle Joey, and then she did one with Ryan Sickler as well on the Honeydew. I listened to both of them. They're both brilliant podcasts. Eleanor was talking about how she was growing up. You know, there was 10 kids in her family. You know, and they all had to live in a, you know, standard home. There was like 6 or 7 of them in one room, you know. So she explained about how she grew up crazy and all that, and they had this colourful childhood, let's just put it that way. But yeah, so I'm gonna drop links for that hip hop playlist by Brian Scotto. Shout out to Hoonigan. And then I'm gonna put what other link? Oh yeah, the link to that Joy Diaz episode. You can throw that up there. And then what will I do? Actually today I'm gonna record a short video. Go back into doing shorts. We'll do one. I have an idea for one, so we'll throw that up there this week alongside the podcast. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. There's no real big updates, like I said, about stand-up coming back. Those outdoor shows at the Hardy Heart, they seem to have went well. So we'll see now in the future. Next coming weeks, really tell. I'm hoping now, like I said, the end of summer. You know, August is nearly over. It's now the 30th. So, you know, heading into September. So I hope maybe, if not the end of summer, kind of October, November, I'd say most likely is when we kick things back into it. But yeah, that's the podcast for this week anyway. I'll post links to my socials down below, and links to those to Joey Diaz's podcast, the one where he goes in a rant, and then the playlist by Brian Scotto. So thanks for watching this week, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.